Hi everyone, it's Cindy, and I finished my prayer journals, so I wanted to share them with you. While they are a bit different, they are essentially the same, so I'm only going to walk through one. That'd be kind of silly to make you sit through that. So we'll just pick one, lay the other side. I obviously made them into wrap journals. I like that style, especially for something like if you carry this to church and you're like me and you would stuff your bulletin or other papers for the day inside. It's nice to know they're a little more secure. So, yeah, this is the inside cover. I just sort of went a little nuts and made my own paper, and that's what we lined it with. And of course, it's the fabric that I bought a couple of months ago with the churches and the scripture, and I tea-dyed at this time. Some little mini pom-pom trim down here, some Tim Holtz braid here, and some crocheted trim at the top. And we'll just get started on the inside. Let's hold this away. So I included scripture verses or thoughts about prayer on some pages. I stitched them on, sort of wonky. I printed them on tea-dyed paper and then put them throughout, and the usual pockets and tags, and some washi tape. I didn't do any real stamping or stenciling in this book. I had used the container method of tea dyeing this time, where you layer your papers and spritz them with tea as you go, along with anything you think might give it some texture or an impression. I used the doilies that are actually in the book and got no impression whatsoever. Other people have used the heavy plastic type things, and they get great results, so I've got to get me some of that. But this was one fun byproduct. I had laid a couple of lined index cards on this paper, and the lines transferred to the paper. I hope that comes through. The lines transferred to the paper and left the index cards. That was kind of fun. And this is just, from the weight of it, it's just copy paper. There's several kinds of paper in here. This is just some legal paper. A doily that I obviously tea-dyed. This is the Maps, Ledgers, and Text paper from BCWV. Some lavender paper that took the tea dyeing wonderfully. This is a piece of paper from a notepad I got from Diane at Pretty Pink Cottage. The other side you'll see it's a cement company from back in the 50s, I think. This is 100-plus-year-old music paper from a book I got from Diane. And I have done this throughout. I printed really faintly words like prayer and about prayer, and I put it on this side of the music paper. The music paper tends to be brittle, so I didn't want to sew into it with my machine, so I just used Uhu glue to glue that in place, and then put some washi tape to draw attention to it. Fabric flip, and this is a piece of fabric from Smith & Noble, fabric trim, and this is some leftover fabric from the cover. I put it on the cardstock, and then I put tea-dyed paper on the back of that. Some little green twine up here. This is resume paper. I took the tea-dyeing really well. Some blue paper. One of those places where I included a scripture. I stitched around. And then I tended to put washi on the back of every place I stitched, just to reinforce it. Sometimes the stitching can weaken a paper. This is that pocket that I made fun of myself for. I had made it hoping to put it in a TN, but it was too wide, so it's one of the reasons these books got this size, so I could actually use that. And decoration on the back. I did stamping on the tags and pockets and things like that. I didn't do it anywhere else. This is a seed envelope that I got from Target, and I just put some tea-dyed papers, lace trim, and various little bits and pieces on the front. And inside is an altered playing card with this little lady on the front, label, and tea-dyed paper. So there's lots of place to journal there. It's sort of an altered altar. This is a lighthouse die that I have from Cottage Cuts, and a lighthouse is an imagery used in scripture, so I thought that was appropriate. And let's see. One of the ways that I used to make impressions on paper, and actually this is one of those things, but it didn't transfer the color on this one, was I used some of that twine that I got from BB Craft in different colors and layered it through the paper. In some places it just, protected it from taking on the tea-dye color, but in other places the color actually faded. So, have a little flip there for journaling. This is from the Maps, Legends, and Text, and another scripture verse. And more washi, of course. Here's where you can see this pink, purpley color transferred to the paper real well from that twine. And you actually see it on both sides. I like that. And I really wanted, I had here on the linen thread that I used to stitch the book, I tied some charms. This is an anchor, of course, the cross. The charms in the other book are a little different. I think it's a butterfly and I can't remember at the moment. And so, yeah, there's another little pocket in a tag that I made. And over here, I have the Lord's Prayer stitched in place. More washi down here just to zhuzh it up a little bit. The other side of that envelope that I embossed. And tag that I made. Washi. This is resume paper. The ledgers and texts. And I'm getting on the home stretch. This is a die I've had for a really long time from, I want to say Impression Obsession. I'll check that and make a note in the description box. But I thought it looked really pretty against that coffee dyed or tea dyed index card. Here is Adoration, Confession, Thanksgiving, Supplication. It's a little memory jogger for things to include in prayer. And I just printed it again on tea dyed paper, and it's real faint. And so yeah, here's that other side of that note paper, Baylor's Portland Cement. And that was in Nazareth, PA. Another scripture. Inside that doily. More washi. And here's another place where those lines transferred onto the paper. Pretty little pocket with music paper and some lace and ribbon and a couple of tags. And that's the end of the book. So like I said, the other one is essentially the same. The elements might be in different places, or might be in different, there's just some differences, but mostly it's a very similar book. There are individual pictures in my Etsy, and these will be listed today. This is the 29th of August. So, yeah. Go ahead and check them out. Like, comment, subscribe. Come back. Thanks for watching.